We're explaining how to troubleshoot the requested URL was not found on the server error in Laravel. This frustrating error means your web server can't find the file or route your application is trying to access. Let's go through some common causes and fixes. 1. Verify your route definitions. The most frequent culprit is an incorrectly defined or missing route. Double-check your right single quote routes /web.php right single quote for web routes and right single quote routes /api.php right single quote for API routes files. Make sure the URLs you're trying to access match the routes you've defined exactly, paying close attention to case sensitivity. A simple typo can cause this problem. If you're using resource controllers, ensure all necessary routes are included. After making changes, clear your application's cache using PHP artisan config, clear, and PHP artisan route, clear. 2. Check your .htaccess file, Apache. If you're using Apache, the right single quote .htaccess right single quote file handles URL rewriting. An incorrectly configured right single quote .htaccess right single quote can prevent the server from properly routing requests to your Laravel application. Make sure you have a correctly configured right single quote .htaccess right single quote file within your Laravel public directory. Common issues include incorrect rewrite rules or missing directives. If you're unsure, compare your right single quote .htaccess right single quote file to a known working version. 3. Inspect your web server configuration. Incorrect server configuration can also be the issue. Verify that your web server, Apache or Nginx, is properly configured to point to your Laravel application's public directory. The document root, Apache, or root Nginx directive needs to be set correctly. Mistakes here will cause the server to look for files in the wrong location. Restart your web server after making any changes to its configuration. 4. Examine your application's URL structure. Ensure your application's URLs are correctly formed. Consider whether you have any trailing slashes where they shouldn't be, or missing slashes where they are required. Incorrect URL casing can also be a problem. Pay close attention to details in both your routes and the URLs you're typing in your browser. 5. Clear Laravel's cache. Laravel uses caching for performance. If you've made changes to your routes or other configuration files, the cached version might be outdated, leading to the 404 error. Run PHP artisan config clear, PHP artisan route cache, PHP artisan route clear, and PHP artisan view clear to clear all relevant caches. 6. Check for typos in controller and view files. Double-check for any typos in your controller methods or view file names. Even a slight misspelling will cause the application to fail to find the correct resource. 7. Verify file permissions. Ensure that the file system permissions are correctly set. Your web server needs appropriate read access to the necessary files and directories. You can use command commands to adjust permissions if required, making sure the web server user, often www.data or similar, has appropriate read and execute permissions. 8. Database migrations and seeds. If your error relates to a specific page or feature that interacts with your database, check if your database migrations and seeds are correctly run. A missing table or incorrect data can cause this error indirectly if your application tries to access non-existent database resources. Run PHP artisan migrate and PHP artisan db seed to make sure your database is set up properly. If you've checked all of these and still face the error, provide more context about your specific situation, your web server, relevant code snippets, error logs, etc. to get more targeted help. Remember to always check your web server's error logs for more detailed information. They often provide crucial clues.